All right, guys. Joey Tabor here again. How you doing? I'm joined by the other foul mouth Yank Pasha. I just fucking dropped my iPad on my toe, so I'm in a bit of pain. Pasha, how you doing today on this
Good man.
lovely
Pleasure
Florida
to talk to you yesterday, and looking forward to talking about the preview match and a little bit of Jose Mourinho.
day? Yeah, I've been back on my channel trying to get the subscribers up. In the meantime, in between, working for a bigger channel, but I've made videos the last 2 days, and I really enjoy doing it. So we're here again to preview the Norwich game. Huzzy should be joining us, and if he doesn't, the show must go on. So first things first, I woke up this morning to a notification that Jose Mourinho was fired and would be replaced by Gus Hiddink. Um, can't say I'm surprised. I think the players nowadays have all the power. I think you see that at other clubs. It kind of reminds me of the David Moyes thing. When the players don't really, give that extra effort and they're not really feeling you, they can get rid of you no problem. So Jose Mourinho's gone. Now, what surprised me even more was that certain United fans on Twitter, that they said we should sack LVG now and give the job to Jose Mourinho, which is quite comical to me because everything they hate Van Gaal for and all the shit they talked when about Chelsea's bust, and they want to bring that to United just for the guaranteed short-term success. And even then, it's not guaranteed. You can't fire Louis Van Gaal in the middle of this. I mean, you can, but it'd be stupid. You can't fire a guy while he's rebuilding your club. These things take time. He's laying a foundation for the next 5 to 6 years. Now, we're second in the league in terms of injuries on the injury table. We have 8 injuries. So, Pasha, I'm gonna let Pasha go here now because he has a message for any United fan that would want Jose Mourinho. So I'll let Pasha take it over.
You see, man, this is my thing with United fans is that are you guys obsessed with titles, or because it seems like this whole style of footballing that they bring about with LVG is an excuse, it seems like, if you want Jose Mourinho. Because you're complaining about Louis Van Gaal's style of play, but Jose Mourinho's style of play is much, much more, as I should say, anti what United is all about. He's much, much more defensive, right? And my question to them is, yes, you could talk about this man wins titles short term, but he also leaves a lot of turmoil once he leaves. There's always been issues, controversy with big players that he's had once he leaves. There's always problems. Right now, when he left, there's so much problems at Chelsea. So much problems. He was the only manager that could leave them basically stability, something, and legacy to keep rebuilding, but he got sacked. The thing with me and Jose Mourinho is that, listen, football is changing, but the thing I like about Manchester United, we still stick by traditions, implementing youth from our ranks through the first team, basically playing the United way, attacking football. As yes, we've not seen LVG is actually known for that. Don't forget that. But with the team he has right now, I could see why he's been defensive. Me and Joey were talking about earlier. With Wolfsburg, Fellaini, he's not a center defensive mid. He's not even a CM. But with injuries, he had to play there. So basically, we had one defensive midfielder, Bastian Schweinsteiger, and Wolfsburg played a really attacking, high tempo style of game, and we got battered. So what I'm trying to say is that why do you want Jose Mourinho? It's not. Is it just because he wins titles? Is that what you guys want him? Because if that's the excuse, then don't talk about Louis Van Gaal's style of football play. Obviously, you guys don't know about the club. You don't know about the traditions of the club if you want Jose Mourinho, right? We're bigger than that. His ego, he thinks he's bigger than the club. That's a big problem. But nonetheless, and there's been tweets, Joey and Hozzy's right now here too, that I saw people saying that if we sack LVG right now, Jose will guarantee us winning the title. He might not, but my point is that are we right as a fan? It seems like what I've seen is that some fans feel like, oh no, it's more about titles, right? Because if you look at Old Trafford right now, the biggest thing with our key support is that even if the players are playing horrible, we got to keep supporting them. I saw moans and groans that with the game started, we haven't scored. Is that what true support is all about? Just because we're not winning? Just because every fan expects we got to win titles? If Jose Mourinho comes out, we're going to be rebuilding the team in the next when he leaves in a short term. So I just don't get why we need Jose Mourinho. But yes, if it comes down to Ryan Giggs and him, if the board is so stupid that it comes down to those two, of course I can't go for Ryan Giggs. That's just using your brain, Ryan Giggs or Jose Mourinho, and that's pathetic for me to say. But and now I'll get your opinions on it too. But for me, is that has it gone into a point that we've lost our tradition with the fans, that it just feels like they just want titles? It's always like titles, you know? If then why do you talk about LBG's position style of game if it's all about titles? Then don't complain about it, because if Mourinho comes, it's going to be always results over deciding football play. So don't talk about football with, oh, this is defensive, we're going to play. He's a technical genius, and his style of play is not very, as I should say, unique and fun to watch, because it reminds me of Carlos Queiroz was doing with Iran, but that's the team that he has. He has to play that style of football. But Jose Mourinho, even he has those players, he still refuses to play that style of football. So it's just with me and Jose Mourinho is it gone into a stage that I guess fans are just obsessed that we just need to always win titles? Or read that, uh, is it is that really Manchester United? Is that how piss poor of a team we've turned into? That it's just all about title. We don't stick by traditions. So no, I don't want him at the club. And if we do end up getting him, I don't even know how I'm gonna even be watching those games, knowing that he's the manager. Yeah, sorry for the rant, but
No, it's fine. I think it's funny that people talk about traditions attacking football, but they forget about the traditions off the pitch as well, because it's more than that. It's about giving the manager time. We're in what, fourth place right now? Yeah, we're in fourth place, 29 points, 3 behind City, 3 ahead of Tottenham. Tottenham have only lost 2 games this year, and everybody's talking about how brilliant they're playing, and we're still ahead of them, and we beat them by a known goal. I think it's very important that we have to give the manager time. I think, if this team was good enough to defend on its own, then I think you would see free-flowing attacking football, but it's not. And yeah, that could be on Van Gaal, and that could be on Ed Woodward for not getting the center back. They were in for Ramos this year. Graham Hunter said that he wanted to come, but he got his contract and he didn't come. So I think that if they had another established center back and they were able to defend without playing so defensively, then I think you would see free-flowing football. I want to see the man complete his work. This team is going on 2 really good runs. They had the run around this time last year where they went unbeaten for a certain amount of games, and it ended. It ended in January, I think it was. But they were winning games, and then they drew against Villa, and there was a couple draws in there, and it was still a good run. And then last spring, so I think that you talk about Jose Mourinho, and Jose Mourinho is a results manager. He's not a style manager. You can call him a tactical genius, but is he really so tactical? Is he such a tactical genius because he sets his team up to defend well and hit on the counter, and score 1-0, 1-0? It's boring to watch, so I can't understand that argument. Huzzy, what are your thoughts on Jose Mourinho, and would you ever like to see him at the dugout in Old Trafford?
Well, I'm a bit unsure about Jose Mourinho. There are quite a few things I like about him, and there's quite a few things I don't. Judging on this season, I really hate how he's always looking for an excuse, and he's never the problem. One quality I like in Manuel Pellegrini is he never blames the referee. He's always like, he looks for the fault in how they played, and Mourinho is the complete opposite. That's one thing I don't like about him, but something I do like about him is that he'll do anything to win a game. You see how last season they absolutely went far ahead, and then they started playing crappy football. But before that, they were entertaining, good football, winning matches, thrashing Swansea 5-0, I think it was. And he'll do anything to win a game. And right now, I think that's what we need. Like the late goal against Watford, that's what Manchester United is about. But then there's also the negative things that he brings to the club, and I'm not sure I want that. He doesn't promote youth at all. Well, I don't think he promotes youth at all, and he'll build a team around a solid defense. I think he would start off by playing how we're playing now, and I don't think our fans have the patience to do that. But as Pasha did say, if it came down to Mourinho gigs, which I hope it doesn't, I'd obviously go with Mourinho. But hopefully we have Ancelotti and Pep in the equation as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's strong rumors about Ancelotti to Bayern and Pep to City, blah blah blah, and people were like doom and gloom and ready to hang themselves because of rumors, because it's all rumors right now. Nothing's set in stone. It's just hearsay words. Last night I was listening to the BBC podcast that Nate sent me, and Graham Hunter said that if the planets aligned and everything, not the planets aligned, because you know what I mean. If things fell the right way, Pep Guardiola wanted to manage Manchester United. He wants to take Brazil to a World Cup. So, that's coming from Graham Hunter, who I respect. I like some of his work. I enjoy listening to him. He did an absolutely excellent interview with Michael Carrick. Pasha sent me. I really enjoyed it. So, you just have to wait and see. This is all speculation at this point. So, moving on. Norwich this weekend. Schneiderlin and Jones were on the bench against Bournemouth, so I'm assuming that they're fit enough to play now. Other than that, it's looking like Smalling is a doubt. Darmian's doubtful. They could be on the bench, those two. I'm not too sure. Rojo is obviously out with a dislocated shoulder. Wayne Rooney shouldn't be ready till the end of the month, I'm hearing. Herrera is a doubt, might be on the bench. Valencia and Shaw, obviously, they're definitely both out. So, given that, give me a team, Pasha. Give me a starting 11, and how would you attack Norwich this weekend?
Yeah, so you with Norwich a lot of times is they play with like usually like a 4-2-3-1 or five, especially for like a 4-5-1 if it's against a better team. It depends, because usually you see Grabans on as striker, Cameron Jerome, whatever the fuck his name is, and basically you see Robbie Brady and Redmond on the flank. So the thing is that they're definitely going to come and park the bus. There's no question about it. But looking at our side, I think McNair had a really poor game against Bournemouth. I think Jackson also, for his age, had a poor game. It was too of a heavy task for him. So I do want to see De Gea, obviously, Varela. My center backs, it has to be Jones. There's no other option. I just think McNair was really awful. So he might still start. Whatever, again, alongside Blind and Ashley Young as left back. In the middle, I would like to see, obviously, Carrick and Schneiderlin, and up top will be Martial as striker. Memphis, the rumors are Powell is going to start at number 10. He also could start alongside one of those CMs, but as we both know, it seems not going to happen. And right wing is probably going to be Mata. We were just talking about this earlier. How the hell Powell just end up out of nowhere just getting into the team when Pereira has been so amazing during the season? Jesse, I don't get it, man. Like out of all these players, Nigel Pearson absolutely hated this guy. Out of all, he just comes back from injury, and all of a sudden, Nick Powell is just getting playing time. No offense to him, not at all. But in my head, I'm just like, this is some things I don't get with Louis Van Gaal is that Pereira has shown himself, right, that maybe it's in the number 10 role he could do a job, but Powell you get what I mean? And also don't get me wrong, I think Rooney might actually be fit. Rooney might start, but in my head I'm just like, Nick Powell's has been such a poor, shitty attitude lately, and he has a mentality that I made it to Manchester United, this is it for me. But I don't know, man. It's just right now with these amount of injuries, is Nick Powell really the person that we should be starting against Norwich in the number 10? I hope he proves me wrong, but surely Pereira deserves a chance. So yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know too much about Norwich to talk about how they will be playing, but I do know a couple of their players. I know Robbie Brady is amazing. He used to be part of United too, but yeah, and they're gonna play obviously left back Olsen. Basong or Rudy is going to be their goal. I'm not sure who they're going to play right center back because I don't know them that well. And right back, probably Wisdom. So I don't know, man. To be honest, it's a must-win game, right? Because Arsenal is playing City, Leicester is playing away at in Everton. But as I should say, it depends on Louis Van Gaal. This is a game that he must win. There's no excuse. We need to score. I don't want to see a fucking 0-0 draw in the first half. But we got to go from there.
It's crazy you said that because I had a dream last night. I was actually at the game. Don't ask me how I remember this. At halftime, it was 0-0, and there was tons of boo. Like the whole stadium was booing. So I hope I'm not, predicting the future here. And if I am, hopefully I can predict some lottery numbers. But moving on, yeah, Huzzy, I'll get your starting 11. Just want to touch on what Pasha said about Nick Powell. Yeah, it's a strange one. He must be doing exactly what Van Gaal wants in training because there's no reason that Andres Pereira shouldn't get a shot in that number 10 role. He's been here. He's the young player of the year last year, I believe, and he's shown he scored a free kick goal, a nice goal in the Capital One Cup. I think it's time to give him a chance more. Also, you got Mata playing on the wing again, which we all pretty much talked about. It's almost a waste. when Herrera's not playing. When Herrera's playing, they can build a nice triangle and pass around the defenders. But I just feel like, we definitely need a right winger in the summer. Absolutely, a goal scoring right winger would be crucial. Huzzy, your starting 11, and any thoughts on anything Pasha said, and same thing, how would you attack? Because I think we have to be worried about, who's going to be playing fullback with Darmian out. Obviously, Shaw's been out for a while, but it's worrying because you have Robbie Brady and you have Isaac Redmond, like he was saying, two players that can come from wide areas and do some damage.
I think that this is definitely a must-win game. We haven't won for I think five or six games now, so this is definitely a must-win game. It's at home as well. We should really just go out, win this game. With my starting 11 would be David De Gea in goal. I play Varela at right back, and I'm not going to go with McNair because I think he had his worst game in a United shirt against Bournemouth. He was the weakest off the back four, constantly giving the ball away. I just really wasn't happy with McNair against Bournemouth, so I'd go with Blind and Jones, as Jones was on the bench, so I'm hoping he's fit now. Blind and Jones at centre back, and at left back I'd go with both. And he's been outstanding. He got thrown into the United side when he was struggling. Usually that it doesn't work out good for a young player, but he came in when he was struggling, and he's done a great job. In centre midfield, I go with depending on whether Schneiderlin's fit or not. If he is fit, I'd go with Schneiderlin, and I'd Fellaini. Fellaini had a great game against Bournemouth, and the problem we have at United at the moment is we don't have enough quality on the wings. On the left wing, we have no regular left back. Luke Shaw's injured. He was having an absolute great season, and now it keeps on changing. We have Blind, Rojo, Borthwick, Jackson. It keeps on changing. Then we've got Memphis, who's adapting to the Premier League, and on the other side, that right back position also keeps on changing. We have one. Darmian, he's fallen out of the window against PSV away. Before that, he was great, but now that keeps on changing, and then we've got Mata, who isn't even a right winger. So I think that I would play Mata in the number 10. I don't know where this has come out about Nick Powell. I don't know why he's been thrown straight into the starting 11. I don't know. So I'd go with Mata in the number 10. And if it isn't Mata in the number 10, then Pereira, he definitely deserves it. Every performance he's put in has been great. His debut was also great against Ipswich. So I put Mata in the number 10, Memphis on the left, and Jesse Lingard on the right, and Martial up front. They have conceded quite a few goals this season, so that shouldn't be a problem for us. I think they've conceded about. I checked earlier. I think it was about 28. In 16 games, so scoring shouldn't be a problem with us. In the last few games we've attacked but then also conceded. Hopefully our defence can stay firm, and we have to win this game, because if we don't, I think LVG's job really will be looked at more closely by the board.
Yeah, Norwich have given up 28 goals this season, so I think it's time to start, hopefully getting the goal scoring back, getting the confidence back. Jesse Lingard on the right would be fantastic. He came off with a knock against Bournemouth, so I don't know if he's fully fit. I hope he is, because he's had a few chances where, if he buries them, he's got 4 or 5 goals, and he should, but he's a young player, so you can't rely on him. I agree that if we do, even a draw in this game, and I think the board will have to come out and have a discussion about this, but that's only because of the pressure being put on by the fans. If the fan pressure wasn't there, the board wouldn't have that. The papers wouldn't be writing it, because what you're seeing is, yeah, he spent all this money, but people, they throw this money out. They forget, Angel Di Maria was $60 million. Between Herrera, Martial, and Luke Shaw, and Di Maria, that's 150 of your 250 million. You keep saying that people keep saying. Luke Shaw's out for the year. Di Maria didn't work out. Martial, is going to be a great player for us, and everybody loves Ander Herrera. So I really can't stand when people say, well, he spent this much, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but this fucking squad was shit. So give the man his time. Let him finish what he started. Look what he's done. Your CV is supposed to, that was why everybody was so excited about him coming in, what he had done. But they don't want to, give him the chance to finish. It's ridiculous. So my starting 11, similar to both, De Gea, Varela, Jones. I want to go with McNair because I don't think I think I want to put Blind at left back because while Blithwick Jackson has been all right, I think you can't keep relying on him. In midfield, I'd go with Carrick and Schneiderlin. My 3 behind the striker would be same with you guys: Pereira in the 10, Mato on the right, Memphis on the left, Martial up front. And that way you have Fellaini who can come off the bench, Rooney or Herrera, whoever is fit enough to come off the bench because I think we need some impact players off the bench. So I hope we sign some players in January. And those players that we do sign in January, depending on how they turn out, they don't have to be first 11 players. People forget, you look at the squads going through the years of Manchester United, you need good squad players to win trophies, especially the Champions League. You look at that 98 team, they had 4 quality strikers, 4 of them. Now we barely have 1. We have a young kid and Wayne Rooney, who's been absolute dog shit. So, prediction time. Huzzy, what's your prediction and your goal scorers for this weekend? You're muted, by the way.
Yep. Considering we've been scoring quite a few goals as of late, I think we'll score in this game, but I think we'll also concede. So I'm going to go with. I think the team will realise that this is a must-win game. I think LVG knows that he needs to pump them up for this game, lift them up. So I'm going to go with 2-1 United, and my scorers will be Mata and Memphis. And for them, I'm going for Brady to score against his former team.
Does he celebrate?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, I
think every former player celebrates against us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I remember when Van Persie scored against Arsenal the second year. First year he didn't celebrate. Second year he fucking went nuts.
Yeah.
So I think that United are backed into a corner here, and I think you're gonna see them respond. I think it's gonna be 3 or 4 to 1. I think Memphis gets on the board. I think Martial gets on there. I think Mata gets an assist. And I think, I think Jones is going to score with his ugly face. I think he's going to scare the ball into the back of the net. I think we're going to see an Everton-esque performance. I'm being very optimistic, as you can tell. I think we're going to see an Everton-esque performance. Even the performance against Watford wasn't that bad. They just didn't put enough goals on them. We had to rely on an own goal at the end. But, this first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the Watford game, which was our last win, coincidentally, that goal by Memphis, that ball in by Herrera. Like I said, when we have a starting 11, all our players healthy, we're not a bad team. We're not. We're really not. So, Pasha, final thoughts, score prediction.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2-0, 2-0, and goal scorer. I actually think Memphis is gonna score one, and I'm gonna go with Martial probably scoring the second one. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about this match. I think that this match will definitely hopefully be that turning point into our season because we need it. Because I believe after this we got Stoke and Chelsea, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah. So basically, it's really important, right? Stoke away is a tough game, and Chelsea at home.
Actually, Stoke is after the New Year, I believe. Hold on.
So basically, yeah, just let me know what.
No, Stoke is on the 26th of December.
Oh, who are you?
So we've got Norwich, Stoke, then Chelsea.
Norwich, then Chelsea?
Norwich,
Stoke, Chelsea, Swansea, and then the FA Cup.
Okay.
So, Sir Alex used to always, God damn it, I'm going to have to quit my job. This working Saturday shit is for the birds. Look, Sir Alex said you have to be in or thereabouts around Christmas, and we are. Yeah. Now, other teams are going to start getting healthy as well, but so are we. Yeah, so are we. Look, Arsenal have shown that they don't have the balls to win it. They're playing good football at the moment, but they're always playing good football at this time. Then they fall off after they get eliminated from in which they're playing Barcelona. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're gonna get screwed, bro.
Yeah. So
It's
I mean, the
Arsenal.
title race is
Arsenal,
so wide open.
Arsenal has a way to fuck it up for themselves. It's bound
Exactly.
to happen. Yeah.
So look, I'm confident going into this weekend. I think that a few good results, the pressure will ease. I think we need to go on one of those nice unbeaten runs and climb up the table. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to come on, anyone's invited as long as you have a webcam and you're available at the time. Just send me a message
I don't
or leave a comment.
show your penis and stuff like that.
Huh?
It don't fucking like showing your penis or anything like that. You're good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, Passion wants to see your dicks before you come on. So he'll give you his Twitter. Just slide into his DMs with a nice dick pic. Thank you, Huzzy, for coming on. Thank you, Pasha. Thank you for watching Unsaladino and Thomas Jenkins. Please like the video, share it, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're building a nice big empire on this channel. So thank you. Have a good day.